Well, we're going to work with Sue and Jesse here in just a second on a 360 heeling drill. We're going to use 4 bumpers. There's a lot of confusion on the footwork of rotating the dog. 360 is I'm just turning the dog clockwise and counterclockwise. Is she one or two-sided?
Two.
So Sue's going to work the dog on the left in one direction, left in the other direction, and then go on the right and do the same thing. Okay, so the footwork that I'm going to recommend she do, and I'm going to show you, is I'm pointed at the camera right now. The rotation the dog's going to go is we're going to call that 12 o'clock at this point. We're going to go to 3 o'clock. And the footwork for me is I move my right foot back first. And I'm going to do this in slow motion. My right foot goes back first. My left foot follows my right foot. And when I do that, I give the dog the command H-E-R-E here. And I want the dog to pivot essentially on the base of her tail. So why am I so picky about that? I'm picky about that because so many people either just step sideways and the dog doesn't rotate, they just move sideways with them. Or the other thing, which is my big pet peeve, is when you do this and you say here, and now the dog jumps ahead of you. And then you say heel again and the dog's pointed wrong. And then you say here and he jumps ahead of you again. So practicing this move here to get the dog when they're on the left to pivot on the base of their tail and rotate and stay on the mat. That's the reason I've got the mat. Because if I didn't put a mat down, most people would be dancing in a big circle. What I don't want to do is I don't want the handler to heel to the dog. I want the dog to heel to the handler. It just takes practice. But it starts with good footwork and clear communication. So what we're going to do is I'm going to put a bumper at each. I'm just going to put 4 bumpers out so you're working a more exaggerated rotation. Okay, so we're going to go clockwise in one direction, and then we're going to go counterclockwise. So we're going to practice the H-E-R-E, and then we're going to practice the dog pulling behind you. And what I do is I bring my foot closer to the dog, slightly back, and once again I rotate, and when I say H-E-E-L, heel, the dog his shoulder needs to be at my knee socket. And that's what, when you establish that as your starting position or neutral position, when you say heel and you do that, the dog should seek the heel position. So when I rotate this way, I start with the leg closest to the dog. I do this, my right foot follows, and I say heel, and I want them to, their shoulder to find my knee and their spine to be pointed parallel to where my feet are pointed. That's the mechanics of the movement I want to practice. So, Sue, go ahead and come on up. And I'm going to throw 4 bumpers out. You know, just a normal distance. I want to make it so they're quite visible. Okay, we got that one, this one, and one over here. Okay? All right, so I want you to set her at your side. And now we're going to rotate to the bumper to the right of that. So show me the footwork we just talked about. Right foot comes back.
Here.
Okay, go ahead and send. Okay, receive her at your side. We're going to do a few rotations before the next send. Okay, the other thing you practice, which is great, is the dog coming back to the proper heel position. If you look down and you see their toes ahead of your toes, they're not heeling properly. So let's go ahead and do what you were about to do, which is we're going to rotate to that one. And then, now I like to see this foot come back a little bit further.
Which one?
Your right foot first. Boom.
Yeah.
There you go. See, then she almost pivots on her back end instead of having to come. Because if you do this, she almost has to come forward to find the heel position. I just want to discourage any forward movement on that. So continue in a full circle. And do it a little bit of a slow motion move. You've got to create daylight between you and the dog. That's you know, that's exactly what you're looking for. Go ahead and do one more. Okay. Now let's go the other way.
Heel.
So I want her to heel a little bit better than that.
Okay.
So you could say heel again to get her to come.
Heel.
And
Heel.
a good thing to do when you're really coaching is you just put a little tab on them and guide them through it. Because if you're really being precise and she's trying but she's a little confused, it feels like, right?
Yes,
and your footwork's a little different.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Mm-hmm. So just grab the tab of the collar and go ahead and do that heel in the way I asked you.
Heel.
But good. Now let's try to stay in the center of the mat. So I'm going to put you in the center of the mat. And so let's go ahead and go. The dog, right? Maybe not quite that exaggerated, but go ahead and do it. See, the foot closest to the dog. Say heel one more time.
Heel.
And go ahead and tug her. Okay. All right. Now rotate over there.
Heel.
It's tricky trying to stay on the mat.
It is.
All right, you're doing great. One more time.
Heel.
And one more. Say heel again, because she's not. All right, go ahead and send her for that bumper.
Back.
Now receive her on the right-hand side. Throw that bumper back out. And I want you now to go counterclockwise in this direction. So you're going to do the HERE command. So your left foot's going to come back first, correct? There you go. And she pivots on the base of her tail. That's quite nice. Go ahead and pivot over here. Good. Is she more comfortable on the right or the left?
It doesn't matter to her. She's used to this footwork.
Okay, go ahead. Yeah.
Here. Here.
Okay, go ahead and send her for that one.
Back.
This isn't so much a wagon wheel drill as it is an excuse to practice the healing mechanics. Throw that. So now let's do the heel part where she has to. So let's go this way one time. She's better at it there.
Yeah.
Okay, do it one more time.
Heel.
Good. One more time.
Heel.
One more time. Okay. Send her.
Back.
That was great. It's really that simple, but mostly it's the mechanics of the footwork and, getting the dog to pivot without lunging ahead and getting them to kind of be really almost part of your body. Now, Sue has a little different mechanics on her when she heels, but as long as you're consistent and you discourage the dog from leaping ahead of you, see, she's listening. Discourage the dog from leaping ahead of you on those moves. That's what I'm looking for. So, thank you. That's all I wanted.
Okay.
Good stuff.
All right.
All right.